guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit and this is a facelifted 2024 GLA, the 220D AMG line variant of the entry-level SUV from the premium German car maker. Now, it fights its battles with the BMW X1 and the Audi's Q3 and the Sportback as well, but the three-pointed star has its own allure, and this car has over 14,000 takers in India with a special interest from the lady drivers. Let's see what all is new in the facelift and whether it's better than its rivals.
The changes on the exterior include the front fascia, new smart auto-dimming LED headlamps, DRLs, front and rear bumper, wheels and tail lights. Blind spot assist is also new on the 2024 GLA. Dimensionally, the car is almost the same as before, and while it's not the longest car in the segment, it is the widest, tallest and has the longest wheelbase, making it the most spacious. The boot space at 425 liters is the smallest in class though. You can now swipe your leg under the sensor to open it in a hands-free manner as well.
All in all, the new GLA looks like a premium, sophisticated car which has an air of understated elegance about it, but it doesn't probably have the kind of brawniness that some of you may like, but it definitely has an aura of premiumness to it.
On the inside, the new GLA gets a redesigned center console with more space for items like cards and keys. But the headline news on the inside is the introduction of the latest generation MBUX NT-G7 offering twin 10.25-inch infotainment and instrument screens. Improved performance, Car2X feature, 3D maps and voice recognition are part of the new package. It also offers the MBUX Zero Layer, the smart home screen that provides direct access to the most important functions of MBUX at the first menu level of the multimedia display. The system gets 64 color ambient lighting with 10 presets as well. The new infotainment system now gets wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which was missing earlier, an advanced 360-degree camera and a mobile gaming console as well, where you can play games like Sudoku, Pairs and Shuffle Pack when the car is parked. Another great feature is the digital key handover to share the car keys with your family members. You can remotely activate or deactivate a key placed inside a car using Mercedes Me portal. So basically, activate the key when your friend or someone from the family is using the car and deactivate it when they're done. The key stays in glove box all the time, so you don't have to physically hand over the key. The new GLA will be offered in two trims, Progressive Line and AMG Line. Let's see what are the differences between the two. Progressive Line can be had in both petrol and diesel variants, while the sportier and more expensive AMG Line is available with the diesel variant only. On the Progressive Line, the car gets a new grille with horizontal slats with a big triple-pointed star logo in the middle. This grille has vertical lines in the grille and no chrome elements. The lower bumper on this variant gets twin-slit chrome garnish, which looks elegant but not very aggressive. The AMG Line, on the other hand, gets a grille with chrome pins, a fully body-colored front bumper and sporty-looking big 4 intakes on the flanks. The Progressive Line gets 18-inch alloys, while the AMG Line variants get sportier star-shaped 19-inch diamond finish wheels. At the rear also, the AMG Line gets a more aggressive treatment with twin 4 exhausts and a 4 diffuser, while the Progressive Line gets a garnish connecting the twin 4 exhausts. The new tail lamps on both the versions are designed to emphasize the width of the car. On the inside, the AMG Line gets a sportier flat-bottom 3-spoke steering wheel with twin horizontal units on either side to accommodate the controls. The Progressive Line, on the other hand, gets a round steering wheel with single horizontal spokes on either side of the hub with the controls. The AMG Line also gets a carbon trim, while the Progressive Line gets an illuminated star pattern. Finally, the Progressive Line is available in a choice of macchiato beige or black upholstery in Artico leather, while AMG Line can be had only in black, done in a combo of Artico and microcut microfiber. The steering wheel in both the trims, however, are wrapped in real leather, with the AMG Line boasting more premium Napa leather. AMG Line also gets sport seats and AMG floor mats, while the Progressive Line gets comfort seats and Weller floor mats. In terms of safety, the GLA gets 7 airbags, active brake assist to avoid an imminent collision, though it can sometimes get intrusive in the chaotic Indian conditions. It gets TPMS, run flat tires, pedestrian protection system, all-wheel drive for optimum grip, blind spot assist, 360-degree camera and adaptive high beam assist. You'll also get active park assist with Parktronic on the new GLA. The GLA is a Euro NCAP 5-star rated car.
Now, let's get inside the cabin as well, and the seat height is just about right for a passenger of any height. And the quality of the materials here, especially on the AMG line, is fantastic, especially for this class. So you get this Artico man-made leather here with this contrasting red stitching, but the central part here is microfiber and it looks really nice. And generally this kind of treatment is seen on cars on a higher trim. You get this carbon fiber kind of an insert here and beautiful satin silver finish inserts along with a folding mirror and all 4 auto down and up buttons for the windows. Spacious. There's a lot of space here for a bottle, a puddle lamp and a boot release button here. And once you get inside, you realize that these seats, the sports seats which are specific to the AMG line, are very comfortable, and the thigh support here is extendable like so. So you'll be comfortable over long journeys as well. You have metallic pedals with rubber studs, electronic parking brake, and as you can see, the cabin itself looks fantastic. It's really beautifully done and again feels like it's from a class above. Two 10.25-inch screens, a fully customizable instrument console, and the steering wheel here is again specific to the AMG line. As you can see, it gets 2 slats here where all the controls are placed, and it also gets a flat bottom, so this is different from the progressive line. Apart from that, the overall quality, as I mentioned, is fantastic. The familiar AC vents are very functional and are a joy to operate. It gets a 2-zone climate control, wireless charging, 2 cup holders, and they come with adjustable sizes, so you can essentially put them down or push these springs up so that they can accommodate a cup of any size. Then you have a Type-C USB socket, a 12-volt power socket, and the USB sockets everywhere are illuminated. You also get this tambour door, which is quite nice, some space for keys or other items, 360-degree camera button, the volume button, and this specific button to change the driving modes. Now you also get this armrest with a lot of storage. As you can see, I have put in my mic. You can put in a few cell phones, your wallet. There are also 2 Type-C USB sockets which again are illuminated, and all of this is really nice. Now another thing is that quality of materials on the entire dashboard is really good. The quality of the headliner is fantastic, and generally speaking, for this class, I really believe that the new GLA really stands tall in terms of how the interior looks and feels. You also get a 3-way memory function for the driver as well as passenger, and you also get lumbar support. Not just that, you also get a basic function for seat activation. It's not a massage function, but it activates the seat so that you are more comfortable over longer journeys, which is not available on any other car in this segment. So in the comfort section on the MBUX, you'll see seat kinetics, where you can set the activation for backrest and seat surface for the driver and passenger as well. Now apart from that, you get this beautiful sunroof. This is a 2-panel sunroof and it gets blinds on both the ends, and when you open the blinds, they move back together, which is quite a sight to behold. And then only the front panel glass will go up for ventilation, and then it will go back by this much. Obviously you will get adjustable seat belt height, auto dimming mirrors, and vanity mirrors which are illuminated for both the driver and the passenger. Now if I really have to talk about a few things which are missing here, and I would desire maybe this could have done with ventilated seats. Also, heated mirrors are generally available in premium cars, and I would have wanted this car to have that. But generally speaking, the MBUX is fantastic. The overall interface is amazing. The audio quality is pretty good. And sitting here, you don't feel as though you're sitting in the entry-level SUV from Mercedes. It really is a special place to be. And among the cars that we have within this segment, it really feels very special. Now, a few things that I don't like is that this piano black can be a bit of a dust and fingerprint magnet. And this tambour door doesn't have the kind of fluid feeling that I typically get with Mercedes cars. However, this glove box is quite spacious, and you also get this little tray here where you can put articles such as your cell phone. Now let's get to the back seat and see how much space do we have there and whether it is really comfortable for the backbenchers as well. Now the quality of materials and the overall ambience is as luxurious as it is up front, and as you can see, the front seat back is scooped out, which means that I have enough and more space here for the knee and for my legs. My head has sufficient space, so even if you're a 6 foot tall person, there's no problem at all. But the one thing that really bothers me is that you have a 40-20-40 split seat, but you don't have an armrest, and that's a big omission for me. It should have been there. Although you get 3 separate headrests and a 3-point seat belt for the middle passenger, obviously, and you get 2 USB-C sockets which are again illuminated. You have some space to spare here, and you can use this little crevice here for storing something. So you have AC vents, but you don't have a third AC zone at the back. The seats are generally very well bolstered. The firmness is fantastic, but I could probably have done with a little bit more thigh support. It's not bad, but I have seen cars which have a little bit more thigh support. The recline angle is good, but I really believe that a lack of an armrest here is an omission that is very, very glaring, and it should have been there. Apart from that, had there been blinds at the back seat, that would really help in cutting out harsh sun. But overall, it is a spacious place for an entry-level SUV. There is a ton of legroom, headroom, and there is plenty of shoulder room as well, as long as there are only 2 of you traveling. It's not meant for seating 3. As you can see, there is a huge hump right here. The ride is also slightly on the firmer side, as I mentioned, and the tire noise that I mentioned is not entirely cut out. So it's a comfortable and spacious place to be. Is it the most comfortable back seat? I think it's probably not. It could have done with a few more amenities that I just pointed out. But you have these reading lights, and you also have a coat hook along with this handle. The window line is quite high, and while it's nice, spacious and airy, had the window line been slightly lower, you would have been able to have a look out more easily. Generally very spacious, but slightly on the firmer side, and the noise could have been cut out a little bit better. The GLA will come in 5 colors. The spectral blue, that's this color, is new with the facelift. You get iridium silver, mountain grey, polar white and cosmos black. The rest of the 4 colors are based around white and black. Alright guys, so I am driving the sportier AMG line version of the new GLA. This is a 220D. It's powered by a 2-liter turbo diesel, and the power and torque numbers here are segment leading. Not just that, this is the only diesel car in the segment which comes with an all-wheel drive, so it's quite unique. Now, the power is 190 PS and the torque is a stonking 400 Newton meters. Well, the Audi Q3 matches that power, but only in the petrol version, because you don't have a diesel there, and the torque is not matched there as well. What that means is that this car can propel itself from 0 to 100 in a really quick 7.5 seconds. Now the Audi Q3 also does its 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds, which is 0.2 seconds quicker. But again, that is a petrol and not a diesel. That car also comes with an AWD in the form of Quattro. This, although is a diesel, and it really is a performance-oriented setup, and it feels like a fun-to-drive car, which is also very, very fuel-efficient. Now, to start off, this diesel is a tad bit noisy, and you can listen to that noise when you're pottering around in town. However, when you give it the beans, it turns into a rather sporty kind of a growl, and this engine really has a lot of power and torque. So right from 1000 RPM, this diesel has a ton of torque flowing in, and the 8-speed dual clutch transmission does a fantastic job of changing gears as well. So if you are in eco mode or in comfort mode, you don't want to be driving too fast, it shifts gears very, very quickly, and the changes are almost imperceptible. But if you go in sport mode, it turns into a different kind of a beast, and there's a rather sporty kind of a growl that comes in after 2000 RPM. The engine really comes into its own after 3000 RPM, where you can really feel a very strong surge of torque, and it feels like a very strong engine, something which can be very enjoyable on the highway and around bends as well. The steering also has a very nice neutral kind of a feel to it. It doesn't have that artificial weightedness that mars a lot of other cars. So if you're really in the mood to go fast, it allows you to place the car naturally and very, very reassuringly on the road, and turns this car into a very engaging piece of equipment to drive. So in that sense, the GLA feels like a fun to drive, very sure-footed car. And what comes into play as well is its all-wheel drive system, which endows it with fantastic grip and control around bends. It is a really nice car to drive for this segment, but there are some downsides as well. The suspension for the most part feels a tad bit heavy, and over sharper ridges, over bad surfaces, it can feel a little bit noisy and thuddy. It's not the most compliant or the most comfortable suspensions that I've come across. It is nice, it's not uncomfortable. I'm not saying that it's uncomfortable, but over sharper surfaces, it makes a little bit of noise. Now you have 5 modes to choose from, and this also includes the individual mode where you can tune the settings based on how you want the car to behave in terms of the engine, the steering, the ESP, etc. And that really is a great thing. Now these 5 modes also include the off-road mode, which allow you to have a better understanding of how to place your car when you don't have a spotter, and it really is useful if you're going to be taking this car off the road. Of course, this is not an off-roader, but whenever you're going in slightly more precarious conditions where you have less traction, so there are rocks around, it really is very helpful to have that mode on. Now coming to the outstanding aspect of this car, the fuel efficiency, and this car can actually deliver fantastic numbers within the city and on the highway as well. Within the city, it can easily deliver 13 to 14 kmpl even in relatively slow moving traffic, and on the highway it can easily surpass its claimed number of 18.9 kmpl if you are in the eco mode and you're driving with a light right foot. So in terms of fuel efficiency, this car really delivers. All in all, if you want something that drives in a sporty manner, a car that feels like it's from a segment higher than where it belongs, the new GLA feels like a really solid, very planted car which is a ton of fun to drive and has this really amazing surge of torque which is going to bring a smile on your face. My only grouse with this car is the slightly noisy engine and the cabin, which probably could have been a little bit more insulated from the tire and suspension noise. Apart from that, this car really feels like a car which is more premium than the segment that it represents. It feels like a properly special experience. To top that all up, what really makes it even more special is this beautiful flat bottom AMG steering wheel, the metal pedals with rubber studs, as well as the paddle shifter, and along with the 8-speed DCT which is properly quick, it can really be a lot of fun for those of you who love their driving. Now you also have the 1.4 liter petrol, which is less powerful at 163 PS, and the peak torque there is also significantly less at 270 Newton meters. The 0 to 100 time there is 1.4 seconds higher at 8.9 seconds, and the ARAI fuel efficiency also is lesser at 17.4 kmpl. However, you also have to pay less for that car, and if your running is not too much, then you can go for the less powerful petrol version as well. Also, the transmission there is not an 8-speed DCT, you'll get a 7-speed DCT there. Now, Mercedes have always charged a premium for the GLA over its rivals, and the prices of the outgoing model range from 48 to 53 lakh rupees. And with the new additions, we can expect the prices to go up slightly, and I'm expecting from 49 to 54 lakh rupees for the different variants of this car. The exact prices of this car will be available in the description, but I can tell you that the feature set on this car, along with the fact that this is the only diesel with an all-wheel drive in this segment, makes it really special, and the interior is loaded to the gills. It feels like a bigger car than it is from the inside. It feels more premium than the segment that it represents, and if you're paying a little extra for the GLA, I really think that the prestige that it brings you is well worth the money. So if you're looking for a compact family car from the premium German brands, do give this car a test drive, because this is one of the most loaded, one of the most versatile, and one of the most comfortable cars to buy in the small premium SUV segment. I really hope that you like this video. I tried to give you as much information as there is to be known about this product. Still, if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I'll be very happy to answer questions. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to more Freud's, and until next time, this is your friend Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.